Okay, welcome to this video, and in this one we're going to be looking at personal growth. Remember, in the last video we talked about building yourself, and now we're looking at personal growth. So let's define growth. He said growth is the process of increasing in size, capacity, ability, and influence. Right? Growth is the process of increasing in size, capacity, ability, and influence. I like to say that growth is a solution that is applicable to every problem we face in life. Now, I want you to take note of that statement and probe it. That is the way you understand it. Growth is a solution that applies or is applicable, that can be applicable to every challenge we face in life. Think about any problem. Growth is a solution that can be applied to that problem. Right? So individually, we must grow. The mindset of kings, the thinking posture of kings at any time is a posture of responsibility and growth. The thinking posture of any king at any time, at any day, is responsibility and growth. Every king knows that they are responsible. They are aware of their part. They are aware of the part they have to play to make things work. And they also understand the reality of growth, what growth plays in the advancement of their destiny, in the advancement of their people. So we must have a growth mindset. There are three kinds of mindsets that you must take note of. The first is the growth mindset. The second is the fixed mindset, and the third is the regressive mindset. A growth mindset is one that affords you to advance. It compels you to advance. It affords you to advance, increase. A fixed mindset is one that keeps you capped at a position for a long period of time. And a regressive mindset is one that makes you go backward. It reduces your capacity. It reduces your possibilities. Now, you want to be intentional about picking what mindset you want and what mindset you must have. As a king, you want to have the growth mindset that affords you to increase, that affords you to advance. Now let's look at personal growth. Personal growth is a continuous journey of self-discovery and improvement. Right? It talks about development of skills, knowledge, wisdom, habits, behaviors, and personal qualities. Right? Personal growth is an intentional journey. It's an intentional commitment. Life cannot just be haphazard. It has to be intentional, right? Personal growth speaks about becoming a better version of yourself. It talks about becoming a better version of yourself, reaching your fullest potential, and living a more fulfilling life. Personal growth. We said the journey of building the nation starts with the individual, embracing personal growth. Speaking only about nation building without engaging in yourself for personal growth is just a wasteful journey and wishful thinking. So if you see anyone who talks about nation building without engaging in personal growth, you know that this is a wishful thinker, right? We're talking about learning new things, cultivating a deeper understanding of yourself and your place in the world, and engaging in all the activities that will get you to becoming that version of yourself. That is personal growth. Right? There are some key things to note when it comes to the subject of personal growth. The first is growth is not automatic. Growth is not automatic. It must be engaged intentionally, regardless of how difficult it is, regardless of how challenging it is. It must be engaged intentionally, consistently, and continuously. Your growth must be engaged. Now, we wrote here that time does not create growth. Many people think that things will evolve with time. The only growth that is automatic is your physical growth. Every other kind of growth must be engaged intentionally. Time only reveals the outcome of your past decisions. If you engaged in the past, time will reveal it. If you did not engage in the past, time would also reveal it. So time only reveals if you've put in the work, if you've put in the practice, time would reveal. So growth is not automatic, growth is not instant, growth must be intentionally engaged, right? A few keys that you must take note of if you are going to engage in the practice of growth. The first is hunger. You must be hungry for growth. You must be hungry for growth. You must be hungry to increase in your capacity. You must be hungry to increase in your ability. You must be hungry to advance. The second is discipline. You must be disciplined and committed to a cause. The discipline of commitment. The next is focus. Hunger, discipline, focus, and create systems around your life. If you do not create systems around your life, everything, that hunger and every other thing is wishful thinking. Systems afford you to engage in activities that help you advance in life. And then the last is commitment. You must be committed to those systems. Creating systems alone without committing to those systems is wishful thinking. So hunger, discipline, focus, creating systems, and commitment to those systems you have created. These are keys for growth. As long as you engage these consistently and commit to these systems consistently, we assure you that you are going to thrive in any of your life's endeavor. Now, areas of growth. Now, spiritual growth, mental growth, relational growth, talking about your social activities, your social lifestyle, physical growth, and then very importantly, financial growth. These are areas that you must intentionally grow in. Your spiritual growth, that's your relationship with God, your mental growth, talking about your knowledge bank, talking about the way you think, your mindset, the quality of your mind, for your mentality, right? Relational growth, your relationship with people, your connections, and all that. Then your physical growth, talking about your physical health, and your well-being. And then we look at financial growth. Very important if you're going to try and live a meaningful life. Financial growth is very important. All right, let's do a recap on personal growth. Right, we said the mindset of kings is responsibility and growth. And we said that growth must be engaged intentionally. And we talked about some keys to engage that helps you engage in growth. The first, we talked about hunger. Then we talked about discipline. We talked about focus. We talked about systems, creating systems in your life, daily routines, weekly routines, monthly routines that affords you to grow. And then we looked at commitment to growth. I hope this has blessed you. Lastly, I want to share of the King Leadership Network Growth Hub. We have a growth hub that is committed to, people who are looking to building themselves and developing themselves and becoming better versions of themselves. Now, as a benefit of, being a part of the Kopa X project, you have an opportunity to join the King Leadership Network Growth Hub. So at the end of this cohort, you'll be told on how you can be a part of the Growth Hub for continuous growth. It doesn't stop with this model. It doesn't stop with this cohort. You must continuously engage in your growth, in your becoming. All right, thank you for joining this model of kingship. Remember the things we talked about. Engage in them. Do well to engage in the assignment and the task and the quiz that was given in this model. Thank you very much and see you in the next model.